Alright guys, welcome to the last episode of the build. So, in this episode, we're going to be starting it. All we got to do is put oil in it, coolant in it, and fire her up. So, let's do it. I'll just turn it a few times to get the fuel pump cycle. Oh, the big nervous time. Here's the pump. Do that a few times. Should just quit. Alright, ready? Yeah. Come on, Cole. Oh, she wanted to. That's one. Nothing's leaking?
Yeah, we got bubbles.
Two. Nothing leaking?
Not that I see. Watch out, guys. Come on. Go outside.
Ready?
Yep.
Three. Nothing leaking?
Not that I see.
Alright, now this time we let it run and drop the idle and then break in the cable.
Alright.
What is up, guys? So it's been a few days since the last clip that you guys saw, and the car, it's been alright. After I started it up, broke in the cams with my dad, let it sit for about a day, did the oil change after the cam break-in, and then my little cousin ended up coming up, so me and him ended up taking the car for a little drive, just 2 miles down the street, not far, just in case anything happened. And the car performed pretty good. Everything was looking pretty good for the most part. But then, you know, I let the car sit again after that. And then a few days after, I went out just to kind of start it up, see how things are. Wanted to go for another drive as well and put a little bit more miles on her. And started getting really lean when I went for this second drive, and it started misfiring a lot, like on all 4 cylinders. I've been taking data logs and stuff for my tuner, just anytime I run the car, drive the car, you know, just to kind of check in on everything, see how it's doing. And so yeah, the second time I went for a drive, it got really lean, didn't even make it off my street, barely made it out of my driveway because it just started running really rough. So I sent a few data logs over to my tuner and was like, hey, you know, because I'm thinking with bigger turbo, bigger cams, the whole entire motor is completely set up different than my previous stock motor that was in it, that just had intake and a downpipe and like 6 or 7 more pounds of boost over factory. I'm thinking, you know, obviously tuning issue if it's getting really lean for no reason. So I sent a few data logs over to my tuner, and he's trying to tell me that it's something mechanical causing it to go lean and misfire on all 4 cylinders. So I was kind of like taken back a bit, but just to be safe, I went through, did all the diagnostics that you would do normally for a running lean situation, and so far everything's passed. Fuel pressure's fine. You know, spark plugs were good. Ignition coils, I tested those, the resistance of the coils and voltage from the harness and ECU and everything, that all checked out. You know, checked the high pressure fuel pump for the injectors, checked the resistance on that, that checked out. I checked the resistance on all 4 fuel injectors, that checked out. Checked the resistance and the voltage to the harness on the oxygen sensor for the air fuel ratio, and that all passed as well. So the only thing I've yet to do yet is a boost leak, but it shouldn't really have much of a boost leak anyway, because I'm not going into boost, and all the couplers and clamps are all on pretty tight. I've gone through and, you know, looked over any hoses and stuff after running it, make sure nothing's come loose, anything like that. But I'm gonna boost leak test the car tomorrow, because I've been out there now for a few hours doing diagnostics on it, and yeah, everything's passed. Haven't done a boost leak yet though, but I gotta do that tomorrow, and I guess after that I'll report back to you guys. But I'm seriously thinking it's a tuning issue, because any other tuner I talk to, or any other person that I personally know in like the racing field industry, you know, performance, anything like that, they're all telling me that with the bigger camshafts, bigger turbo, and fully built motor, I should be having a properly calibrated map made for it in order to be running it. Whereas my tuner is trying to tell me I can run it off of my old map, since I'm not going into boost, that fuel and everything should be the same, because I also haven't changed my intake. But I mean, that just doesn't logically make sense to me. And he's trying to write it off as a mechanical issue, but all the diagnostics say otherwise. And when I look at the data logs on everything, besides for the misfires and the air fuel ratio, and then obviously the air fuel ratio correction, everything's fine. No knock, no timing advance or retard more than usual, you know, no dam drop, nothing. It's just air fuel ratio and corrections, obviously, and then the misfires anytime it leans out. So, but yeah, I'll boost leak test it tomorrow and get back to you. Alright, so as you guys heard in the last clip, I was testing for mechanical problems on why the car was going lean, and I actually did end up finding a boost leak. I put like 20 pounds of air through the system with my air compressor, and it was pissing right out of the fitting. So I changed that out, got a new fitting on the boost controller. Sorry, it's peeing out of the fitting on the boost controller. So warranted the boost controller, got a new one, and now the car's actually been running really, really well. Actually, got a few clips of me driving it and starting it, which I'll throw in there. But now that the car's running well, we got about 12 miles on her. I've driven her a little bit. She's still kind of iffy a little bit after that, because the tune does definitely need to be adjusted a little bit, but she's way better now. She isn't getting really, really lean or anything like that. So did another boost leak test, and it passed after I replaced the controller. So now we're about to get the bumper modified to fit with the intercooler, so we can put the bumper back on. All right, so as you guys can see, we got the front bumper installed. And that's basically it with the build. I mean, it's done. Freaking crazy. It's been a long year, but make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for future adventures and for when I eventually get around to STI tranny swapping this thing.